Hello, hello to all the mamas out there. Mamas Come, day number 3, history in the making, and I am so excited to be a part of this. Um, Definitely history in the making for me because this is my very first live ever. Um, and I just wanted to get on here today and talk about protecting the well-being of your children during a pandemic. We are definitely going through um, a health crisis right now, um, and all of our lives are kind of a little shaken up. And this was to me a very important topic to discuss. I have a presentation for you that I would like to share. And let me, okay. You should still be able to hear me, hopefully. Again, my topic will be protecting your child's well-being during a pandemic. And my name is Monica Williams. Um, Let me just share a little bit about myself. I am a mother of 5. I'm a wife. My oldest child is 21, and my youngest is 5, just turned 5. We've actually celebrated our third birthday during this time of social distancing. Um, and as far as my background, I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for 12 years, and 9 of those years have been in an administration role. Um, and I'm currently developing my own brand, Mani Ethics Wellness Coaching. Um, I will be so excited to share that with the world once I'm done. But it's in development now. So this is actually the first time that I'm announcing that right now on this live. Um, As you guys know, we are in the middle of a health crisis, but what you may not know is that 2020 was declared the year of the nurse by WHO, the World Health Organization. At the beginning of the year, I expected the spotlight to be on nurses. I could never imagine that it would be during one of the greatest health crises of our times. I want to take a moment to salute my fellow nurses. And this upcoming week kicks off Nurses Week. And I couldn't think of a better time to show the nurses in your life some love, some extra love. So if you do have a nurse or know a nurse, please, show them some extra love during this week. Salute to all the healthcare workers, to all the essential workers that's out there on the front line, I will say. But National Nurses Week is this upcoming week, May 6th through 12th. So please show your nurse in your life some love. I'll get right into my topic. Um, I want to start off with mental well-being of your child. It's important to help your children feel safe, keep healthy routines, manage their behavior, and build resilience. Your children rely on their parents for safety, both physically and emotionally. Um, and the best thing that you can do, there's so much information out there, and these children may be hearing different things on the news. The younger children, you kind of can control what they're hearing and seeing. Your teenagers are I'm going to get into teenagers a little bit more, but your teenagers kind of have more independence with what you're seeing. But the best thing that you can do for your children of all ages is just answer questions simply and honest. It's so important to recognize your child's feelings. A lot of kids may be feeling some anxiety over the different things, worried about if they're sick, they're all out of school. And some signs of anxiety, especially in younger children, they may be cranky, they may be more clingy, they may be having trouble sleeping. You definitely, as I said, monitor the media, keep young children away from frightening images they may see on TV, social media, and computers. Make things as normal as possible as you can for your kids during this time. Keep in touch with loved ones. Thank goodness for technology. you can do phone calls with your loved ones, but if you can do those video calls, that face-to-face time is so important. I know my kids get excited anytime we get to do a video call. For one, they love showing showing off and talking, but two, that face-to-face interaction, is so important. It's important for all of us. It's definitely something to kind of help support your children mental health during this time. And you also want to model how to manage your feelings. Your children feed off of you. So if you remain calm during situations, then more than likely your children are going to react in a calm manner as well. We don't want to put any unnecessary anxieties on our children. We want to protect them. As again, share information and try to explain things that the best that you can, but we also want to manage their exposure as well. We want to do that for ourselves too. I don't advise anyone to just watch the news and just hear all some of the heartbreaking things that we kind of see on the news. Put positivity in that too. Anything that you can do to kind of take your mind off of the things. I know that we all have different degrees of what we're going through. Some of us were affected by this with minor um, changes to our lives, and some of us, are going through devastation. But I'm one who believes in humor. So anything you can do to kind of just take a mental break from what's going on in our times is the better. Another important thing for your child is you want to give them your undivided attention. It goes a long way if you can just spend some time. I know a lot of us are maybe working from home, so it's even more important while we are pretty much around each other 24/7 now, most of us. To give your child that undivided attention. Choose a time, even if it's 10-15 minutes, and let them choose the activity that you guys can do together. I'm telling you guys, it's definitely going to go a long way. Other things that you can do is, you want to get your kids outside. It's so important for them to get outside. Again, kids being able to play, you want to make things as normal as you possibly can. It's cool to go for a bike ride. Scavenger hunts is another fun thing to do with your younger kids. Kicking around a soccer ball in your yard, or taking a family walk. Just remember to follow your local health department guidance, and the key, you're going to hear me say this several times, keeping that 6 feet distance from others outside of your family. So for your teen, again, they're at a different stage level, and for your teen, you want to allow downtime. It's normal for your teen to want some privacy. So, I know we're home all together, but still, it's so important for your teen's mental health if you still give them some space. That time that they have to themselves, it allows them to have some time to themselves, to be creative, even to spend some time with their own friends virtual distance. This has had a big impact on our teens because this is a stage of life where they are so social and they're used to being around their friends. And they're a little more independent, where they can hang out with their friends without their parents. And so this has been a really difficult time for teens, especially some of our seniors. They lost prom, they lost the experience of graduating. So the key to with all of this is just to make things as normal, and I'm going to say as normal as you possibly can. Any sort of normalcy or routine that you can encourage. You want to do that with your teens too. You definitely want to discuss the facts and information, because as I said earlier, they can look up things themselves, and they may be seeing misinformation. I know for me, that has been one of my pet peeves with this COVID-19, is that there's been so much misinformation out there. Later on, I will share some reliable sources that you can go to for information. But definitely you want to talk to your teen and, try to dispel any rumors that they may be hearing. And again, your teen, they're a little more independent, so they may want to go out for walks on their own, which is fine. But again, just stress the importance of social distancing. Um, and with your teen as well, you want to watch for signs that they may need some more support with their mental health. Things to look out for is frequent irritability, changes in sleep patterning, excessive worry and sadness, changes in our appetite, and feeling hopeless. Now, you know, I have a couple teens in my household, or actually they're adult-ish now, and teens can be a little moody. But what we want to watch out for is definitely changes in their mood, and anything that's lasting for a good sense is like 2 weeks at a time. So like if they're sad for 2 weeks straight, they may need some more support. So spend extra time talking with your teen and discussing their feelings. And if it's beyond what you can handle at home, psychologytoday.com actually has a good resource of counselors if they do need further support beyond what you can handle. So that's a website that you can go on. Again, that's psychologytoday.com. You want to, in addition to your child's mental health, you want to also help encourage health with their mind, for both their mind and their body. Again, going for walks, researching a new hobby or a new skill. If you're like some other moms on here, I know, especially our mom, Miss Monica Reed, it may be the time to help your child develop, their entrepreneurial side. There's virtual exercise classes your child can take. Time spent together with the family, is definitely good for their mental health. Watch some movies together and laugh. Develop a scrapbook on showing what it was like to be a teen during the outbreak. Start a family journal. I think that's a really good one. Just like we have this mama's journal, you can also start, work on that if you purchased it, developed by Miss Monica Reed. But it's a good time to develop a family journal. And each family member, another idea is each family member taking turns to kind of write the daily happenings, of your days while you're social distancing, and we're kind of pretty much around each other all the time. There are virtual tours that you can take. There's museums, have your kid, take a virtual tour of a museum or a place that they would like to visit. And really important now and all the time is for them to get plenty of sleep. Sleep is so important, both physically and mentally. You need that sleep and rejuvenation. So make sure that you all, and especially your teen, everyone is well rested as best can be. Now May is a big month. A lot happening, as I said. It's Nurses Week, but May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And I wanted to share this slide because Mental Health America is a great organization, that focuses on mental health awareness. It's actually a really, really large organization, and they have a mental health screening at mhascreening.org. So if you want to check in on your own mental health, if you not sure if you need some more support yourself, they have a great screening too, and actually a lot of resources on there, and I wanted to share that with you. Moving along, I wanted to discuss a couple other topics to help with your well-being of your children on this time. And I know you've been hearing this all over the place, but hand washing is so important, not only during the pandemic, but just all the time, just because there's so many different things that we're all exposed to at all times. And hand washing definitely does help with removing germs from your hand. And I just wanted to go over the steps real quickly, because believe it or not, you may or may not be properly washing your hand, and you want to make sure that you're teaching your child good hand hygiene and make sure that they're properly washing. So first you want to wet your hand, then you want to lather with soap. and then you want to scrub for 20 seconds. Now the 20 seconds is the most important key here. That's what the CDC recommends, that will remove germs from your hand. Then of course you want to rinse, and then you want to dry. And also, May 5th is Global Hand Hygiene Day. I know there's a lot of little events going on in May, as I said. And moving along to my last topic, because my time will be wrapping up, I did want to quickly discuss also face coverings during the COVID-19. So you may ask, why are we wearing face coverings? Well, the CDC has discovered that COVID-19, of course, as you know, the illness is widespread, and initially they were thinking, that we didn't need face masks unless you had symptoms. Well, now we have learned, and the CDC has learned, all of our top health officials and researchers have learned that many people can have the illness and not show symptoms, and so we wear the face coverings to protect the people around you. The face covering, does not protect you, but if we're all wearing face coverings, then that helps with some form of protection from spreading the virus. And then surgical masks and N95 masks, are the best protection. But due to a shortage in supply, it's still recommended that those personal protective equipment, that we're saving that for our first responders and our medical healthcare workers. When do children need to wear masks? Anytime that they're going to be in a public place. They don't really need to wear a mask at home unless there's individuals in your home that are ill. And when they're outside, if they're going to be 6 feet away from someone, playing in your backyard or even taking a walk, you kind of can control the distance that you have with someone. Masks are not said to be required. But anytime they're in a public place, grocery store, although I do not take my kids to the grocery store because I don't have to. Some of you may need to, but when your kids are out playing outside, they don't need a mask. And so you need to still be 6 feet away from others when you're wearing masks. Yes, wearing face coverings and masks does not take away the social distancing recommendation that is still in the play. Who should not wear a mask? CDC recommends that your children younger than 2 years old does not need to wear a mask. And this is due to your younger children, that young, especially who cannot communicate well, they may not be able to express that they're not breathing properly under the mask. And with their face cover, you may not be able to also see that that they're in any respiratory distress. So the CDC is recommending that anyone younger than 2 not wear the face coverings. So just a quick recap, make sure things that you do, the do's and don'ts of face coverings, make sure that you can breathe through it, wear it whenever going out in public, make sure it covers your nose and your mouth, and you want to wash your hands after it. A few don'ts of face coverings is don't use it for anyone under 2 years old, and don't use surgical masks or other PPE intended for our healthcare workers. On the last note, I just want to leave you with this quote: "We get the chance in every moment to make a difference in the world with the things we teach our children." And with that, I will end this, and I thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. If you do want to know any more about COVID-19, or you have any other health questions, or want to know some good resources, I will post my email in the email in the comments below. But my email is willrn@gmail.com. I thank you for your time today. And I'm again so excited to be a part of this. And thank you, Mrs. Monica Reed, for still hosting this wonderful event. I know we couldn't be together physically, but this has been an awesome 3 days. I've been excited to hear speakers, and I will be excited to hear the remainder of our event. Thank you.